I'm going to do some examples, like numbers 249, page 249, 33 through 41. Okay, so I am looking at your review. So number one, you just have to write the new equation in vertex form, I would suggest. Number two, I have it in vertex form. I want you to tell me what you moved. Number three, another way to write this is a times x minus h squared plus k equals f of x. You're going to find your vertex. We know where our vertex is because it's where y starts repeating itself on either side. And then we're going to find a by the second differences. So you find the difference between the outputs, and then you find the differences between the differences. And then a equals the second differences divided by 2. All right. So you can just write this on the back if you want, but I'm going to do a couple of example problems that are like your book work. Okay. So I'm looking at y equals negative x minus 36 times x plus 18. Okay, so I know this looks like this. I've got positive 36, negative 18. Those are my what? They're your roots. So, and I know that it's negative, so I know it's upside down. So my maximum is going to be here. And how am I going to write my maximum? What is it going to be? The x value or the y value for my vertex? Y value. It's going to be the y value. Or in, if we're looking at a times x minus k squared plus h, it's going to be the h. It's going to be your max or min. How do I know if it's going to be a max or a minimum? Yeah, whether it's going up or facing down, whether it's flipped or not. In this case, it's going to be a max, right? If it would look like a U, it would be a, and we know what it's going to be by the a value, right? Okay, so we know our two roots are negative 18 and 36. I want to find the exact middle, because that's going to be my vertex, correct? Okay, so I'm just going to go 36 plus negative 18 divided by 2. What is that? What's 36 plus negative 18 divided by 2? Okay, what's 36 take away 18? What's 18 divided by 2? There we go, 9. That is the x value of my vertex, or the axis of symmetry. So I'm going to say y equals negative 9 minus 36 times 9 plus 18. And I'm going to stick that in my calculator, and I'm going to get that my maximum is 729. Pretty straightforward?
Yeah.
Roots added together divided by 2. Plug that in for x, find out what y is. Okay, let's look at a different one. What if I have just y equals 2 times x plus 1 squared minus 3? What's my max or min for this one? Yes?
Your interval would be negative 1, negative 3.
So my vertex would be negative 1, negative 3. But what is my max or min? Remember, it is the h value that we said right here. The h value, which is negative 3. And is it a maximum or minimum? How do we know? We look at the a value. Is the a value positive?
Yeah.
So it is a minimum. Okay, let's look at one more. What if I had y equals 2x times 3x minus 1? So it's a little harder, right? It's not in factored form. It's not in vertex form. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to find both my roots. What is the y value for all the roots? All roots all the time. 0. So I'm going to say 0 equals 2x and 0 equals 3x minus 1. Okay? So to solve this, I'm going to get x equals 0, so that's one of my roots. For this one, I'm going to get 1 equals 3x divided by 3x equals 1/3. So those are my two roots, 0 and 1/3. So I'm going to add them together and divide by 2. And I get 1/6 equals my axis of symmetry, or the x value of my vertex, right? So I just plug it back in. Y equals 2 times 1/6 times 3 times 1/6 minus 1. 2 times 1/6 is 1/3. 3 times 1/3 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 times 1/3 is 0. So 0 equals my maximum. Any other questions? Move it up. And it's my maximum because my A is positive. Questions, comments, concerns? So this, what I'm doing right now, is not technically on your quiz. Your quiz looks like those first 3 on the front. But I do need you to know